Away from the ballpark, Charlie's suite at the Mulebach Hotel was the center of his world whenever he came to Kansas City. It was where he conducted business for his thriving Chicago insurance firm, where he negotiated contracts with ball players itching for a tiny raise, and where he hosted his well-attended post-game parties. Mom, Dad, and I will get to know the hotel quite well. Though I didn't appreciate it at the time, Mulebach was the biggest and best hotel in town, a symbol of old Kansas City. Built in 1915 by George Mulebach, who inherited and expanded his father's brewing empire, the stately 12-story hotel has hosted presidents and celebrities, and was home to Carl and Helen Finley and me when we arrived in Kansas City in August 1963. After our suburban ranch-style house in Texas, I found hotel living fascinating at first. The beds came out of the wall. Compared with Dallas, Kansas City was one big party. We'd often visit Uncle Charlie's spacious suite, which was always filled with people. I remember lots of food. While I walked around, Mom would sit with Aunt Shirley, who had sparkly blue eyes and always smiled. My earliest memory of Uncle Charlie is his bushy eyebrows and commanding presence. He would say, "Come to Uncle Charlie." But I'd hide behind Mom. At age 4, I was afraid of large voices, though once I was a little older, it didn't bother me. Once, before a game began, I discovered I could dance on the dugout. Dad was furious. He was afraid a foul ball might hit me. He told me never to do that again. Our neighbors at the Mulebach were always changing, and there was a man in a suit, the bellhop, who stood in the elevator and pressed the button for you. I remember being afraid the rickety old thing would stop between floors and we'd be stuck. The hotel seemed dark inside and busy, full of men with cigars and pretty women. But life at the Mulebach soon turned boring for me. There was no backyard, so I could not play outside anymore. I missed my friend Christine, and until kindergarten began the following month, I had no chance to make new friends who were my age. My best companion was my stuffed Cecil the Seasick Sea Serpent from a popular kid show, Beanie and Cecil. We were supposed to stay at the hotel for just a week or two before moving into the home that Charlie had promised that he would buy for Dad. We ended up staying at the Mulebach for 8 months. Even though Dad and Charlie were buddies, our extended hotel stay was Dad's first lesson that when Charlie promised you something, you had to stay on him constantly to get him to deliver. Mom, more anxious every day to get back to a normal life, frequently reminded Dad of Charlie's promise. As an incentive to leave his career in education, Charlie had given Dad a minority ownership in the franchise, and he assumed his first position with the Athletics in the Public Relations Department before the 1963 season. Later that year, his title became Team Business Manager, and before long he became the key member of the front office, performing a wide range of jobs. For Mom and me, the stadium became the lone bright spot in our lives. We would go there for almost every home game. From our seats, just behind the dugout, always on the first base side, I could see other kids sitting in the stands, and I wished I could get to know them. Our outings became a family affair, since Mom and Aunt Shirley were good friends and always sat together at the ballpark. There I discovered Harvey the mechanical rabbit, who rose out of the ground behind the home plate umpire and provided him with a fresh baseball. When he popped up, Harvey's glowing eyes were flashing red. I found that terrifying and had to hide my face when he appeared. Ever the pragmatist, Aunt Shirley made Kansas City her second home. She was more relaxed about the world of professional baseball and its quirks than my mother was. Maybe Shirley was more flexible because of her many children, or maybe because of the unpredictable nature of her husband. Either way, Mom admired her for it.